In Canada, it's all Microsoft lobby. They enforce government and private organization to use Windows operating machines, Windows desktops, and also Microsoft Azure and all Windows products. If you go to US, then Jeff Bezos lobby. He has dominated the entire US industry to use Amazon shopping cart, AWS as a cloud. In this recession, for a junior, it is 80K minimum because it is AI Zamana.
What about the project management? See, for each project, there should be a project manager.
Yeah, for each project, there should be a project manager, but there will be only one project manager per 100 plus developers. Product manager will have the product knowledge. You have worked in Walmart, which means you might have used all the Walmart retail products. So if you wanted to go into a higher level in Amazon, so if you since you worked in Walmart and you worked in all the retail segment, they will take you as a product manager in Walmart. Product owner roles, Scrum Master roles, very less in an organization.
During this recession time, can you tell me which technology we can opt for the student to enter into job market?
In this recession, if anyone is searching for the job, the type of visa doesn't really matter. Whether you are a student or a PR or a citizen or a dependent visa holder, the demand and supply game of the technologies in this recession still remains the same.
Okay.
What might have worked earlier before recession might not work now, or vice versa. So that is the only thing, that analysis we have to do. So from whatever I know, from the market analysis I have been doing, if a person has no experience or less experience,
Okay.
they should try to avoid software developer roles and data scientist and ML engineering roles.
Okay.
That is number one. When I say software developer roles, it can be front end developer, Java full stack, .NET full stack, or Mon stack, or Django or Python developers. Any development job, they are now hiring people with 5+ years of experience. So if you have no experience or less experience, it is not going to work out. The reason why they are hiring only 5+ years of experience people is because they don't have budgets during this recession to hire juniors or freshers. They would rather hire someone for lesser salary who is experienced, and people don't mind, even if have higher experience, don't mind joining for lesser pay because of the recession effect.
You are telling like the students should go for data engineering or data scientist, right? So education qualification should be on the data side, or any stream is fine.
Any stream is fine. So education is only going to give you the foundation for your IT. Sometimes it need not have to give the foundation of your IT. Education will improve your analytical ability, thinking ability, ability to solve the problem. So even if there is somebody mechanical engineer, he can gladly come to IT side also, because engineering means solving a problem, right? So if a mechanical engineer solves a mechanical problem and he comes to IT, he solves the IT problems, but the concept of solving the problem remains the same.
In social media, most of the time, see, when we go to YouTube videos and all, most of the times we see DevOps. Is DevOps ruling the job market now?
No, DevOps is part and parcel of the software development.
But most of the times they are asking for the DevOps and the cloud. See, even if it is a data engineer, they ask DevOps, pipeline, DevOps, everything. Even if it is a cloud infrastructure, anyhow they'll ask DevOps. So
and even if it is a software developer also they ask for
they are
DevOps.
asking DevOps.
Yeah, that is the beauty of DevOps, because DevOps is not a technology. Okay, it is a mindset within the development community. The concept of automating the delivery of the software. So if you are a data engineer, you will be delivering data as your software, right? So there the DevOps is needed. Okay, and if you are a developer, you have to use DevOps tools to deploy your code, to deliver your code. If you are a cloud engineer, you need DevOps to deliver the infrastructure. So DevOps is an integral part of the entire software development. So whatever you do, even if you are a Salesforce developer or a ServiceNow developer, you use DevOps as a concept and tools to deliver.
Salary range, how it will be? So for a data engineer, scientist, and the DevOps engineer.
DevOps engineer, let's say we segregate into people with 0 to 1 years experience, mid-level experience, and seniors. So 0 to 2, I would say junior. 2 to 5, I would say intermediate. Above 5 is senior. So in DevOps, for a junior, it is 80K minimum.
Okay.
In Canada.
Canadian
If
dollars.
you are an intermediate person, between 80 and 100. If you are a senior, you are potential to get more than 100K.
Okay, here I have one doubt. See, I want to go as a DevOps engineer only, but I don't have any IT experience. So, being a mentor, what technology will you suggest me to go and get the good package? Because everybody will look for the package only, right?
Yeah, if you want good package, then avoid analyst roles and take up engineering roles.
Okay.
Any engineering role, whether it's cloud engineering or DevOps engineering or data engineering or cybersecurity engineering, all these engineering roles can get you more than 80,000 salary if you are a fresher or a junior, around 100K if you are an intermediate skills people, and more than 100K if you are a senior employee. But if you are a try to go for analyst roles, then that is tricky. Some analyst roles get you 50,000 to 70,000. I have seen the analyst roles only pay between 50 and 70 for freshers.
But I don't have the IT experience, right? So, do you think like I'm okay for the DevOps engineer?
No, DevOps engineering is a highly matured role. So you need to have at least 3 years of IT experience to go for DevOps. If you don't have any experience at all, don't go for DevOps directly, because DevOps is very overwhelming, because you need to learn 10 plus tools, you need to learn one cloud, you need to learn one operating system administration, one scripting language, and 10 plus tools, which is very difficult to start if you don't have any experience. But the easier path would be, if DevOps is your aim, start your career with cloud engineer and then go for DevOps engineer.
During our conversation, most of the times I hear about the data analyst role. So,
Yeah, data roles are very booming right now. Okay, so because it is AI zamana, so you need to have data. There are several data analyst roles. The most popular one is a data analyst role, followed by data engineering role, followed by data scientist, followed by machine learning, followed by AI engineer. So if you take up any one of these data related roles, you will be able to survive in the current market. At least this boom is going to be there for the next 5 years, because AI started just now. So it takes few years for it to get adopted by the companies, and then few more years to get matured in implementing the technologies in the company.
okay. So, what type of skill set I have to learn in data technology?
You can start your career in data as a data analyst, because that is an easy entry into the data side. This data analyst job, anyone with non-IT education, non-engineering education, non-IT experience can take up. But the only downside I am seeing these days is less pay. That is probably because of very high competition in the market. But don't stay in data analyst for so long.
Okay. In LinkedIn also I have seen most of the posts on business analyst and project management roles. So,
Yeah, there are good number of business analyst jobs, but there are equally good number of people who are competing for those jobs. For one business analyst, currently I'm seeing like at least 5,000 people are competing. That's why it is very saturated. There are good number of jobs, but then if there are 100 jobs, they can be given only to 100 people. If 100K people are trying for those jobs, and all the rest of the people remain jobless,
okay.
so it's more or less like a saturated field you should avoid.
What about the project management? See, for each project there should be a project manager.
Yeah,
The
for each
manager
project
reports
there
it.
should be a project manager,
Okay.
but there will be only one project manager for 100 plus developers.
Okay.
So which means project management jobs are very less.
Okay.
So if you have very high experience, either technically or at the management level, you can gladly go for project management positions. But then if you don't have any experience, or if you have very limited experience, if you try to become a project manager thinking that it is non-technical job, that's when you fell into trouble, because functional roles are very saturated these days.
What if I have a PMP certification, safe Azure certification?
That is a qualifying factor, but that doesn't mean if you qualify you can get job,
So
right?
market is
Yeah,
not good now.
yeah.
We have discussed already about software developers. So most of the times, even in software also, I've seen Python, like how the software developers are playing. I mean, are getting jobs in
Software developers, it's very, they are in very good demand. but they are in demand only if you are experienced, at least 5+ years of experience. But less than 5 years, then you might face some struggle. And but if you are less than 3 years, I won't suggest you to search for software developers jobs at all. In Canada, the most popular software developer job position is a Java, either backend developer or a full stack developer, followed by .NET backend or full stack, and then Python developer, and then MERN stack and mean stack.
One of my friend's husband, he has moved from software developer to cloud engineer. Is it possible to migrate to software developer to cloud side, cloud developer?
Yeah, it is very much possible because for every software developer, they should know about cloud infrastructure and also about DevOps. Every developer cannot avoid this because whatever code you are developing, let's say if your company is using AWS infrastructure, the code should go to some repository, and that you should deploy your code to some Lambda function. You should deploy your code to some API gateway, which means you need to have knowledge about Lambda function, API gateway, or you wanted to put your assets into S3 bucket, so you should know S3 also. So for software developers, knowing about cloud is inevitable. Sometimes, what happens is sometimes the developers feel very stressful in doing coding. So in such case, if they have good cloud knowledge also, they can move to cloud, or they can even go for DevOps roles also.
Business analyst and business system analyst. What is the difference? And do you need like business analyst and business system analyst?
Yeah, as the name suggests, business analyst means you are more of a functional guy who knows the knowledge about the business only. But if you are a BSA, as the name suggests, it is business analyst plus systems analyst, which means you will have knowledge about the business and also you will have knowledge about the technology. Yeah, so business systems analysts are generally paid extremely high compared to the salary of a BSA is double the salary of a BA in general.
Because they should have the technical knowledge.
Obviously. So people, let's say if you're an experienced 10 years experienced software engineer, be it in any role, if you wanted to go towards the functional side, then BSA is the best one because you already have 10 years of technical experience and you wanted to go for business experience. Some people go into project management side if they have more project management, but if a person doesn't want to do project management because some people want to avoid the politics, they can go into a say technical side but yet functional, which is a BSc. If I were you, I would opt for BSc.
Okay. As we are discussing about the functional roles, a product owner, scrum master roles. As a fresher, can I go for a scrum master role?
Yeah,
Product owner.
you
What
can.
are the skill set I should have?
Product owner roles, scrum master roles, very less in an organization. Like, let's say if an organization has 1,000 people, then there will be less than 10 of these jobs. But what happens to the remaining 9,990 jobs, other roles? These are very less in number. That's why the competition is very high. The work is also very lightweight and non-technical. That's why it's very popular. But if you're already an experienced one, you can give it a try, even though it is very difficult even for experienced people.
Yeah, most of the times I heard like now product owners are playing a major role because everybody is looking for the product. So product based companies are paying good job.
I think you meant product manager or a product owner.
Product owner and product manager roles.
Yeah, product manager roles are similar to BA, but more towards product side and having product knowledge.
Okay.
BA has domain knowledge on the industry overall, but a product manager will have the product knowledge. For example, you have worked in Walmart, which means you might have used all the Walmart retail products.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so if you wanted to go into a higher level in Amazon, so if you since you worked in Walmart and you worked in all the retail segment, they will take you as a product manager in Walmart.
Okay.
But BA also same. If you have worked in Walmart, you might have good knowledge on the retail industry. So you will be a very good BA in Amazon as well.
Most of the support projects are based on the tickets, right? So I heard about IT analyst, system analyst, ITSM, incident manager, application analyst. So all these are the same. I mean, different names for same role. Can you tell the roles and responsibilities of all these?
Like IT analyst role means you have to provide either L1 or L2 support. Okay, this support is provided to three types of things. Like it might be databases to which you will give support, it might be tools to which you give support, it might be applications to which you give support. Like, so for whatever it is, the generic name they use is an IT analyst, because whether it is databases or application or tools, the nature of L1 and L2 support is the same. If you talk specifically about systems analyst, what is a system? System means software system. So it is more towards the application support. So if you are application support engineer or a systems analyst, it means the same. If you are providing, let's say, while IT analyst and systems analyst, application support engineers are support roles, so service management comes on top of the support, right? So for all the support engineers, there must be one head. He is called as an ITSM engineer, and sometimes the support engineers are called as ITSM specialists. So if they are handling only the support tickets, especially L1, then they are called as ITSM specialist. Yeah, so ITSM is a management role. People who work under ITSM manager, there can be ITSM specialist, or it can be IT analyst or systems analyst.
So is it like 24/7 role, or it is like 9 to 5?
Depends on this nature of the application. If the nature of the application is very critical, like banking application, then you need 24/7. But of course, the professional is not going to work 24/7. He is going to work only for one shift.
One shift. Okay. So ITL certification is mandatory for a ITSM role?
Yeah, for ITIL is specifically to handle the assets, the service tickets, the way you service the customer. So this ITIL is certification is specially focused on that. So if you are working as an incident management specialist or ITSM, you need to have ITIL 3.0 and above certification. If you're a specialist, ITIL is enough. But if you're an ITSM, mean management role, then you need to have ITIL plus PMP.
Okay. I am into now analyst roles. Okay. I am interested to move into cloud. So am I eligible for a cloud role now?
Once you have some IT experience, whether it is any role, you can go to any role.
Oh.
One point to understand is, when you're trying for your very first job, your education is going to be your qualifying factor. But when you're trying for your second job, your first job is going to be your qualifying factor. So when you already have an IT experience, then you can go to anything.
Most of the times I see Azure Cloud, AWS Cloud, GCP. Do you suggest like which one will play a good role in the market?
Right, all the clouds has their own significance, but it all depends on which country you are in. In each country, one cloud has played a dominant role. For example, in Canada, it's all Microsoft lobby. So they enforce government and private organization in a strategic way to use Windows operating machines and Windows desktops and also Microsoft Azure and all Windows products. Okay, so in Canada, if you ask me, Windows Microsoft Azure is the dominant cloud. If you go to US, then Jeff Bezos lobby, right? He has dominated the entire US industry to use Amazon shopping cart, to use AWS as a cloud, etc. And AWS was the first cloud released in the market, and whatever gets released first, it gets released in the US.
I think GCP is also slowly started, right?
Yeah, it slowly started because in AWS has a very high pricing compared to the other Microsoft Azure. So if people don't want to spend much, then they are going for Google Cloud, which has a very less pricing.
So do you think like in future we'll have more openings in Google Cloud? I mean, students can go for a Google Cloud engineers also.
The openings are still lesser in Google Cloud, but the trained talent or experienced talent in Google Cloud are very, very less. So even if there are less number of jobs in the market, since there is less supply, whoever learns, whoever has little bit of experience also, they can get into the market.
discussing about DevOps role, right? Which certifications do you prefer for a DevOps role?
If you wanted to pursue DevOps as a career, then the number one certification you have to go non-negotiable is Certified Kubernetes Associate (CKA).
Kubernetes is must.
Kubernetes is a must because now every company is going for containerization.
Okay.
And second certification you have to go for is you have to be a master in at least one cloud.
Okay.
So you have to have a professional solutions architect, professional certification in AWS or Azure or Google Cloud.
I see most of the people asking for Kubernetes. So why it is playing major role in DevOps?
That is because like companies are moving from monolithic architecture to containerized. In fact, there are so many projects where the project itself is modernization of applications from monolithic architecture to container architecture. So if it is a containerized architecture, then obviously you need containerized platform.
Okay.
And the de facto containerized platform is Kubernetes.
Even certifications also I have seen Terraform certified professional.
Terraform is the infrastructure automation technology.
Okay.
Okay, it's not a tool, but it's a technology. So if you have to create infrastructure by code or update it by code, then Terraform is the multi-cloud supported infrastructure automation tool. It is very, very famous.
So do we have to, I mean, is it mandatory to have a certification on Terraform or experience in Terraform? Because
See,
we see many of
certifications
them.
are not mandatory. Okay, but it is always good to do it because if you do it, you will have more confidence. But I will also tell you some story and behind how these certifications are helpful. If you do certifications, then one way you can dictate the interview. Because most of the times what happens, especially I observed this trend with the desi Indian people who interview you or even recruiters. Oh, you said you are AWS Solutions Architect. So can you answer this question? Can you answer that question? So which means just because you are certified, he is framing his question as per your certification. So you can dictate your interview. If you are able to answer all that questions in that certification, then he will have more confidence that you are a genuine candidate.
What certifications do you suggest for Azure Cloud, AWS Cloud, and Google Cloud?
For Azure Cloud, AZ900, AZ104, AZ400 is optional, I would say, and then Terraform. Okay, Terraform is needed because you need to create Azure infrastructure using Terraform. If you come to AWS, then AWS Cloud Essential certification, which is basic one, and then AWS Cloud Solutions Architect Associate, and AWS Cloud Solutions Architect Professional, and Terraform certification.
So a cloud engineer and a DevOps engineer should do the Terraform certification.
Yes.
It is okay, good to have.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is, I would say, not good to have, must have.
Must have.
Yeah.
What about data analyst and data engineer, data scientist, data roles?
Data roles, if you ask me, data analyst roles, then you should have at least one SQL certification. Okay. SQL certification is offered by Oracle and IBM. There are so many bodies. And then you need to have Power BI certification PL300. Okay. And then Tableau desktop certification you should have. And if you have certification for Looker also, it's fine, but Looker not many people use it. So Tableau, Power BI, and SQL. Okay. For data engineer, since traditional data engineering is gone and cloud-based data engineering is the trend now, for Azure data engineers, you need to have DP 900, which is fundamentals, and DP 203, which is advanced. And on top of that, you also should learn Azure Databricks certified platform engineer.